So, hello, dear students. So, now today we are going to learn about 120-degree conduction mode in three-phase voltage source inverters. So, let us see what is the difference between 180-degree conduction mode and 120-degree conduction. So, the only difference in both mode of operation is that here the switches, each switch conducts for 120 degree. Okay, so out of the full cycle of AC output voltage, AC output voltage, only one third, for only one third, each switch is operating. So this is the only difference. So let us see how the circuit will behave, how the circuit will change, and how the phase voltages and line voltage waveform can be drawn. So let's start. So the circuit diagram is same as we have done in the previous 180-degree conduction mode. So we are having switches. I'm not showing the diodes here. These are unidirectional switches. They can conduct current in only one direction. Okay. So we will name the switches as before: T1, T3, T5, T4, T6, and T2. Okay. So three phases will be there. We can take it like this: first phase, second phase, and the third phase, C phase. Okay, so this is A phase, B phase, C phase, and this is the neutral. And the DC voltage source is V. So the first point is that each switch is fired or conducts for 120 degree of the full cycle. Okay, and the second is same as before. The if T1 is if T1 is switched on at omega t is equal to 0 degree, then T3 will be switched on at after 120 degree of delay, because this is a we have to generate three phase supply. So each phase should be displaced by 120 degree. So this we have discussed in the previous lecture as well. And T5 will be on at omega t is equal to 240. Okay. So the only difference you can find from 180 degree conduction mode is that in 180 degree conduction mode, each switch conducts for half of the cycle, and here each switch conducts for one third of the cycle. So let me draw then the firing diagram. Okay. So let us draw the first one for T1. So T1 will be, let me first divide this into 60-degree pattern, 60-degree subsection. So this is 180-degree and this is 360-degree. Okay, so T1 will conduct from omega t is equal to 0 to 120-degree. Okay, so this is T1. And if you want to draw for T3, then it has to start from 120-degree. It has to be delayed. Actually, at all, we should divide this whole waveform in 6 subsections, each of width 60-degree. So we have done this before as well. So you can just skip a minute. Okay. So T3 will start from 120 and it will end at 240. Okay. And if you want to draw for T5, so it will start at 240 and end at 360. Okay. And then remaining switches. The switches that are connected uh, in each leg, but bottom switches. This T4, T6, T2, and it is we are seeing from many lectures that these two switches should not be on at the same instant of time, because, so that it do not short circuit the DC source. So in this mode, we will switch on this T4 after 60-degree to T1. What I just said. So T4, like T4 will be on at 180-degree. And this was also for 120-degree. As each switch should conduct for 120-degree, so it will start from 180 and it will reach to 3. Okay. Similarly, we can draw for T6. So T6 can start from here and can go up to here. So this is your T6. This is your T3. And this as well is T6. Okay. Then T2, the lower switch in third leg. So it will start from here to here. So this is what T5. And sorry, this will be T2. This is T2 and this is T5. So these are blank section which I am just sorry, I'm just shading it. So in these section there are none of the switches in each leg operate or conduct. So in the shaded section, like uh, in the uh, in the first leg, uh, the topmost waveform. So from 120 degree to 180 degree, none of the switches, neither T1 nor T4 conducts. So that phase will not conduct in that section, that time. So if you see in every subsection here, in every 60-degree interval of time, only two switches are operating. One from above, one from above switch, and the other from lower switch, lower switches. Just see, I will draw the circuit here so that it will be good to refer. So this is T1, this is T2, T3, T4, T5, and T6. This is V voltage. So this is your A phase. This is your B phase. And this is your C phase. Okay. So just see from 0 degree to 60 degree. One T1 is operating, T1 from the upper switches, and other is T6. T6 is from lower switch. Just two switches, one from above switches and one from lower switches. So here only two phases are connected at any given time. So let us analyze for time from 0 to 60 degree. So in that the circuit could be made like this. So your T1 is switched on. So your A phase, this let us say R resistance is connected to east phase. This is balanced load. So your A phase is connected to your plus V. Your A phase is connected to plus V potential, and then to neutral. This is neutral point. Okay, and then T6 is on. So T6, when T6 is on, it means your B phase will be connected to which? Negative terminal. So negative terminal, your B phase will be connected. And you can join the neutral. So if you see here, VAN is equal to V, let me say VNB is equal to V by 2. VAN is equal to VNB. Now, both are equal. So VBN will be equal to minus V by 2. Okay. And what will be VC? And VCN will be, here it is a balance, so no current will be flowing in the C. C is hanging phase, so it will be 0 there. So we can just talk about VAN, then VBN, and then VCN. Okay, So in the first cycle, what is VAN? VAN is V by 2. What is VBN? VBN is minus V by 2. And what is VCN? VCN is 0. Okay. Then in the next interval, from 60 degree to 120 degree, what will happen? Which phase will be connected to plus V and which phase will be connected to 0 point? So we can see, so T1 is there, T1 is conducting, so A phase will be connected to the plus V, and then T2 is being connected. So T2 is C phase. So here we can write C. So now we can just replace these things. BCN is equal to minus P by 2 and BBN will be equal to 0. So just we can just draw the curve. So this is B by 2, BBN is 0 and BCN is coming down minus V by 2. Okay. Now same we can draw for 120 degree to 180 degree. So from 120 degree to 120 degree to 180 degree, T3 is operating. So T3 is B phase. So the above one will be B phase. Here we can write it is B, and T2 is still operating. So lower will be C. So here we can replace that B, B, N will be equal to V and C is equal to V by 2. And here V A N will be equal to 0. So V by 2, so V A N can be reduced to 0. V B N will be plus V by 2 and V C N will be minus V by 2, remains minus. Okay, then we can move on. Likewise, 180 degree to 240 degree. Now from 180 degree to 240 degree, T4 is on. You can see T4 is on. So here the lower will be B, sorry, A. And what is on? T3 is on. So B still remains connected to plus B. So here we can write here VNA. So VAN will be equal to minus V by 2 and VCN will be equal to 0. So now VAN is equal to minus V by 2. So minus V by 2, VBN remains same and VCN reduces to 0. Okay. Now we can do for 240 degree to 300 degree. So from 240 to 300, what it is T4 is on and T5 is on. So T4, it means A will remain same connected to the zero potential of the battery, and T5 is connected, it means C node will be connected to here plus B. So VCN will be equal to VNA equal to V by 2, VAN will be equal to minus V by 2 and VBN will be equal to 0. So VAN is equal to minus V by 2 remains connected and VBN will be 0. So here it is 0 and VCN will be V by 2. So let us do for the last interval 300 to 360 degree. 360 degree. So In this region, T6 is connected. T6 is connected. It means B phase will be connected to the negative potential. B phase connected to the zero potential. Sorry, and T5 will be connected to T5 remains connected. So C phase will remain connected to plus B. So what will happen? Here we can write B and B is equal to this. So VBN, and here we can write VAN has to be 0. So VAN will be 0 in the last one, and VBN is equal to minus V by 2, and VCN will be equal to V by 2. So this is the waveform for each phase A, B, and C. So we can draw for line voltages. So line voltages C, what it will be VAB. So what is VAB? VAB is VA minus VB, or VAN minus VB. Okay, so VAB will be equal to VAN minus VBN. So just draw that. So VAB will be what? VAN is V by 2, VBN is minus V by 2, so it will be V. And then in the next cycle, it will be plus V by 2. Then it is minus V by 2. Okay, minus V by 2. Then again it is plus V. Then again minus V, and it goes on like this. Okay. Similarly, you can draw for VBC. So VBC will be minus V by 2 and minus 0. That will be minus V by 2. So in the next cycle, it will be plus by 2. Then so this is VBC, and we can draw VCA as well. So VCA will be VCN minus VAN. So VCN is 0, VAN is V by 2, so it will be minus V by 2. So next will be minus V by 2 VCN is, and VAN is minus plus. So this will be the real picture. So these are the line voltages waveform. So if we do the Fourier analysis of let us say VAB, Fourier analysis of VAB, then VAB will come out to be 3Vs upon 3V upon n pi sine of n omega t plus pi by 3, where here n is equal to 6k plus minus 1, where k starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, go. Keep on. So similarly, we can write for VBC and VCA. It will just lag by 120 degree with this VAB. So if we just see the fundamental voltage, the fundamental voltage, then for that we can replace k is equal to 0. So VAB will come out to be TV by pi. sine omega t plus pi by 3. So if we just like to compare our output voltage in 180-degree conduction mode and 120-degree conduction mode. So I would like to recall you that in 180-degree conduction mode, your VAB was coming out to be 4V upon n pi cos n pi by 6 sin n omega t plus pi by 6. Okay, so you can just write in the fundamental voltage. The fundamental voltage here, the n was coming out in 1, 3, 5, etc. So fundamental voltage, if you write, it will come out to be VAB will be 4V upon pi cos pi by 6 sin omega t plus pi by 6. So if you just compare with 120 degree, so in 120 degree conduction mode, your fundamental is coming out to be VAB is equal to 3V by pi sin omega t plus pi by. So if you compare the RMS value of both quantity, so VAB 180 degree, the RMS value of this will be equal to 0.7797 into the DC voltage source, and RMS value of VAB in 120 degree mode will come out to be 0.6752 into V, the DC voltage source value. So we can just see that there is a reduction in RMS value of the output voltage in 120 degree mode. But there is a one very big advantage in 120 degree mode. In 120 degree mode, just see in the waveforms, there is a 60 degree time difference between the switching on of T1 and T4. The switch is in the same leg. But in 180 degree, T4 was just switched on when T1 was switched off. तो एक स्विच ऑन हो रहा है, एक स्विच ऑफ हो रहा है, तो सेम इंस्टेंस पे वो इम्पॉसिबल होता है कि आप सेम इंस्टेंट पे कर पाए, क्योंकि थोड़ा सा करंट के स्विच, जब भी आप स्विचेस को ऑफ करते हैं तो थोड़ा वो टाइम लेता है, और जब भी आप स्विच ऑन करते हैं तो थोड़ा सा वो टाइम लेता है. तो अगर कुछ भी ओवरलैप रीजन बना तो वो इस डीसी सोर्स को शॉर्ट कर देगा. तो 180 डिग्री में आपको एक डिले इंट्रोड्यूस करना पड़ता था, लेकिन यहाँ पे 120 डिग्री में आपको एक नेचुरल डिले प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है T1 और T4 के बीच में 60 डिग्री का. तो T1 जो आराम से कम्यूटेट हो जाएगा, फिर आप T4 को स्विच ऑन कर सकते हैं. दिस इज द सेम फॉर ऑल द 3 लेग्स. So this is the one added advantage of using a 180 degree conduction. So the last topic of your power electronics subject for fourth semester student is sinusoidal modulation technique in 3-phase inverter. Actually, the sinusoidal modulation technique we have studied for single phase inverter in the previous lecture. Previous lecture. In that we compared one carrier signal with one modulating signal and generated pulses for the switches. Here as well, we are going to do the same, and the circuit remains same for three-phase inverter. We will be having 6 switches, which is connected to a DC voltage source. So first of all, let me draw the carrier signal. Let me have a big train of carrier signal. Okay, let us have the upper limit and lower limit. For this, and let us divide this whole section into some small segments, equal segments. I'm trying to just have equal segments, so you can just practice this in your copy. The line is also a bit, doesn't matter. We will draw our triangular pulse. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay. So three of this cycle, this carrier signal cycle will be equal to 180 degree of our modulating signal. So three, let us say this is our 60 degree, and this is 120, and this will be 180, and this we can say has to be 240. Then comes 300, and then comes 360 degree. Okay. So let me draw my first modulating signal. So uh, 60 to 120. So this should be 90. So uh, this will be okay. So 30, 30. Okay. This will be 90 degree, and this should be 270. Sorry. So this is 90, and this is going to be 270 degree. Okay, then 300, then this could be 330 degree. Okay, not much we need. So now we can draw a sinusoidal signal. So it will be maximum at 90, and then it so maximum at 90, and then goes on to meet 180, and now again it has to go maximum at 270, and then back to 360. Okay, so this is our uh, this triangular pulse is our carrying signal, and this is our modulating signal. Modulating signal for phase A. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to compare these two, and for comparison purpose, we need the intersection points, and so I will draw the intersection point here. You can just skip the video 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so we will compare our modulating signal. So if AM is greater than your AC, the amplitude of modulating signal is higher than the carrier signal amplitude, then pulse will be generated. So there will be pulse, and if AM is smaller than PC, then no pulse. Okay, so just this pulse will be given to our switch number T1. So we can see here. So let me just complete it. Okay, so it will be 0 because in this region, in the first region, your modulating signal amplitude is less than your carrier signal, so there will be no pulse, and then the modulating signal is having higher amplitude than carrier signal, so a pulse is generated. Likewise, you can just complete this whole pulse train. Okay, so if you see the the circuit diagram, then if T1 is switched on, then your A phase is connected to your positive terminal of your battery. So VA will be, the voltage at A phase will be equal to V when T1 is on. And when T1 is off and T4 is on, then VA is equal to 0. It is connected to negative terminal of the battery, zero potential. So whenever T1 is on, VA is equal to V, and whenever T1 is off, it means T4 is on, then your VA will be 0. It means your T1 pulse is same as to be VA. Whenever T1 is on, then your VA is equal to V. Okay, and complementary to this pulse will be given to your T4. When T1 is off, then only T4 is on. So when T1 is off, your T4 will be on and your VA will be equal to 0. So this will be equal to, this will be when the pulses generated to T1 is quite the waveform is same as for the VA phase voltage waveform. So to generate pulses for T3, the B phase, we will be needing a modulating signal, a different modulating signal. That modulating signal will be 120-degree lagging by phase A modulating signal. Okay, so let us draw that with a separate ink. So let me take red color. So if it is 120-degree lagging, then it should lag the phase A modulating signal by 120. So here it will start. So this can start from 120 and go to 300. So let us do that. Okay, and then it will go on, fine. And in negative side also it can go on like this. So this is your modulating signal for phase B. It means modulating signal of this phase B modulating signal will be compared to your carrier signal and generate pulses for your T3 switch. Okay. So for that, let us draw the intersection point of modulating signal and the carrier signal. So again, you can just practice it, or you can just skip this video for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. So now again, we have to do the same thing. We have to compare the phase B modulating signal and carrier signal. So, so in the first region, you can see it is zero from here till this point, till the first intersection point of modulating signal, phase B and the carrier signal. Its amplitude is lower than carrier signal. So it will be zero till here. Then it will be B, again zero, and then again a bigger B, again zero, then a bigger B, bigger pulse, zero. So you can just repeat the process. Okay. So giving pulse T3, this is the pulse generated to for T3, and also it is the waveform of B phase voltage. So if we have to calculate the line voltage, which is what? VA minus VB. Just see, it is VA minus VB. Then we just have to reverse the VB and add to VA, or you can say subtract VB from VA. So it could be like this. So this will be plus, then 0, then plus, then again 0, then plus again, then again 0, another plus. Okay, fine, another plus, then it will be 0 here. Now it comes negative because here now VB is positive and VA is 0. So it will be negative here. Yes, negative, and then again it will be negative, then 0, then negative, yes, and then it goes on like this. 0, negative from here, like this. So we can see here the VA minus VB. It is if you just do the Fourier analysis, you will see that it has quite less harmonics than compared to 180 degree or 120-degree conduction mode. Because if you see in this 120-degree conduction mode waveform, just see here, your line voltage is having in a full cycle 6 steps. There are 6 intervals in which the line voltage is divided. The whole cycle is completed in 6 intervals: 0 to 60, 60 to 120, 120 to 80, like this. So there are 6 steps in per cycle of line voltage. But see here, you can just increase the number of pulses per cycle. So here there are many intervals in which the pulses are existing. Okay, and you can increase these intervals just by increasing the carrier signal frequency. So more intersection point, there will be more intervals, and there will be more pulses. So if you calculate the average value of this voltage, it is going to be less than what you get in 180-degree and 120-degree conduction mode, but also the harmonics will also be reduced because there are more pulses, the frequency is high, and when frequency is high, you know that the harmonics that is going to become that will come into your output voltage, that will be having higher frequency, and higher frequency harmonics could be filtered out by small size filters. So this is the advantage of using a sinusoidal modulation techniques, because that you are going to have more number of pulses per cycle. Okay, so you can just go on and draw the phase C modulating signal. Just delay the phase C modulating signal by another 120 degree. So it will start from here, from 240 degree, and you can just complete the cycle and just find the intersection points and just generate the pulses for your T5 and VC. Ultimately you will get, so you can then calculate your VB minus VC and VC minus VB. So you will see that all the three line voltages are lagging by 120 degrees each other. Actually they are uh, just behaving in the same manner as their modulating signal itself. Okay, so thank you here, and thank you for attending the lectures, and hope you, the whole syllabus is complete here, and whatever the question comes, that will come in the uh, the content which is covered in these 4 lectures. So thank you all, and just ask your question on relevant platform, and thank you.